One question Christian apologists always shy away from is, if the Holy Spirit is a person of his own, then why isn't he sitting on heaven's big throne? Most Christians are Trinitarians because they believe in their doctrine of the Trinity. Their theologians explain that it means God is one essence subsisting in three co-equal and co-eternal persons: the Father, the Son, that is the man Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Both Jews and Muslims disagree with this doctrine of the Trinity. They allege that it seems like tritheism, the worship of three gods. Christians vehemently deny this, yet they contend that the Father is God, Jesus Christ is God, and the Holy Spirit is God, and they distinguish them as three separate persons. To most unbiased souls, that presents simple arithmetic. These three persons in a Godhead tallies up to be three gods, thus agreeing with the Jews and Muslims. Trinitarians reply by asserting that their doctrine is mysterious, inscrutable, and incomprehensible.
Who else do Catholic authorities say cannot understand the Trinity? The Trinity is a wonderful mystery. No one understands it. The most learned theologian, the holiest pope, the greatest saint, all are as mystified by it as the child of 7. It is one of the things which we shall know only when we see God face to face. Well, Catholics rightly admit that not only the most learned theologian, but even the holiest pope, the greatest saint, are all mystified by the Trinity, even as the child of 7. And only when, according to them, can they understand the Trinity. It's when they see God face to face. So,
if that is true, then the three Catholic theologians from Cappadocia who formulated this doctrine of the Trinity during the 370s in their extensive treatises must not have understood it either. Most Trinitarians also presume that these three members of the Trinity, as they call them, are in heaven, and that they are worshipped there by an innumerable company of angels. But this presumption cannot be verified in the New Testament regarding the Holy Spirit. If any apologists think otherwise, then he should respond with evidence from the New Testament. The New Testament declares that Jesus was crucified, died, raised from the dead, and that he ascended into heaven and sat down with God the Father on his throne at his right hand. So the image Christians have always had is of Jesus sitting alongside God the Father on the Father's throne in heaven, with angels surrounding them with song and praise. It's worthy to note that no Bible book or letter contains as much information about heaven as does the book of Revelation. The primary image conveyed in the book of Revelation is of God enthroned in heaven. Thus, God's heavenly throne serves as a symbol of his sovereign authority in heaven, in our universe, and thus on earth. God is depicted 6 times in this apocalyptic book as he or him who sits on the throne. A multitude of angels cry out with a loud voice, "Salvation to our God who sits on the throne and to the Lamb." The Lamb is a title for Jesus Christ. So, the book of Revelation reveals that Jesus Christ does not have his own throne in heaven, that is, one that is separate from the Father's throne. There is only one throne that God the Father and Jesus Christ sit on in heaven, and they share it together. But it is the Father's throne. This we will see in Revelation 3, verse 21, where Jesus was alleged to have said, "The one who conquers, I will grant him to sit with me on my throne, as I also conquered and sat down with my Father on his throne." If God is three co-equal persons, as Trinitarians assert, shouldn't we expect there to be 3 thrones in heaven which are equally exalted, one for each of these 3 members of the Trinity? Yet the Bible never states this. Some Trinitarians have expressed disappointment, if not dismay, due to this silence, that the Bible does not say the Holy Spirit is enthroned in heaven. To conclude, the most formidable image which refutes the notion of the Trinity is God the Father literally sitting on his heavenly throne with Jesus sitting alongside him. If the Trinity was true, and it is not, one would expect all 3 of its members to either sit together on one throne or have their own thrones in heaven. Either way, no manner of mental gymnastics could escape the allegation that such an image presents 3 gods. If you enjoy this video, consider supporting the channel for more contents like this. I remain your brother Abdul. Catch you in the next one.